morning. You're at the Capitol with Charlie. This is a report to the members of the Minnesota Association of School Administrators from Charlie Kite, Executive Director. It's Monday morning, May 19th, the day after the conclusion of the 2008 legislative session. We had a long weekend here, staying here until 11 o'clock last Friday night, coming in at 8:30 on Saturday morning and staying all day and early into the morning on Sunday. I think we got home around 6:30. Although I didn't come back here on Sunday, our lobbyist Valerie Dosland was here all day long until 11:30 last night. I will tell you that we had a good conclusion to the legislative session. Remember, we are trying to cut back almost $1 billion of state funds. In the end, through calm negotiations, the legislature and the governor came to a successful conclusion. They used some surplus funds, they used reserves, they made some cutbacks, and in the end they even got a little bit of money for public education. And that was a positive thing. Let me give you a very, very quick summary. Later today, Valerie Dosland, our ace lobbyist, will be posting a much more detailed summary of what happened. We did get some money for education, 1% one time for next year. That's $51 a pupil unit. We also got the authority for school districts to transfer up to another 1%, that's $51 more, from their capital funds to their general fund. There also was approval of what is called the school trust lands. So starting in 2009, 2010, schools will start receiving about an extra $30 per pupil unit, which will not be subtracted or taken from other funds. Those fundings are expected to grow over time. Now, some school districts will also have some additional levy authority. As an example, some school districts that have to make a lease levy will be able to lease or make the levy to the tune of $150 a pupil unit instead of the present $100 limit. We also have school districts in about 13 of our counties that had disallowed money that they had spent for their local timeshare collaboratives. That's called LCTS, and they have to pay that money back. We were able to get them the right to use their judgment levy over a period of 3 years to pay that money back. Finally, there are some school districts that have post-retirement obligations to pay to their employees, and there now is the potential for them to sell a bond, use the money from the bond to invest to ultimately pay those benefits off, and then levy to make the bond payments over time. Finally, the Department of Education, along with all the other departments of state government, is going to take a 4% cutback in funding. The State Department of Education is already staffed very thinly and is having trouble getting everything done, and this 4% cutback is going to be somewhat hurtful to them. Just on a note about the department, we had good relationships with the legislative liaisons from the department, Michelle Weber and Donna Swanson this year. We also were in close contact with the Deputy Commissioner, and we know that Commissioner Seagren was here all night long during the weekend, and I believe helped the governor and the legislature to come to a successful conclusion, helping to get us some money. So compliments to them. It's pretty empty around here now. A few students coming through the Capitol. Not much activity, but it was swarming with activity all during the weekend. Final piece I would like to just leave with our members. Make sure you're writing those thank you notes to your local legislators now, and if you happen to have come to the Capitol during the session and met with the leadership of the education committees or any others, make sure you get thank you notes in. These folks work pretty darn hard under tough conditions to get this all done. We not only got our education funding taken care of, we solved the bonding bill. They're going to actually have money for the Central Corridor between Minneapolis and St. Paul. We have a health care bill finished. We have a transportation bill finished. We've got the budget corrected, at least in the short term. We'll be back just in a few months, in January 2009, once again facing about a $2 billion shortfall and a lot of work for us to do in order to get good funding for our schools. So write those thank you notes, pat people on the back a little bit, and know that we'll have more work to do going forward. You've been at the Capitol with Charlie. This is our last report for 2008.